we get huge benefits for it.
Name one benefit.
That it takes place, as you know.
What, do you get sex from Israel? You're friends with benefit now? Do you get like the booty call once in a while? Israel, do you love Israel? Okay, people, back again with another one bong kakat streams. And we're going to listen to some clips of Tucker Carlson with Tom Diaz, or I don't know, Robert Diaz or some shit. Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz. Talk about Iran, I guess. Someone in the Discord wanted me to react to the video. Bro, it's a 1 hour, it's a 2 hours video, bro. Have you ever been? Do you not know me? I'm not reacting to 2 hours of two right-wingers having a discourse about Iran. I got some clips, okay? We'll be here for 15 hours. Exactly.
It's just interesting because what you're now describing in a very defensive way, I will say, is foreign influence over our politics.
No.
And you began, and it's so transparently obvious to everybody. I don't know why you would be embarrassed of it. You've said that you are sincerely for Israel. I believe you. I don't think you have some weird agenda. You seem to be sincere.
By the way, Tucker, it's a very weird thing. The obsession with Israel. When we're talking about foreign countries,
it's hardly an obsession.
You're not talking about Chinese. You're not talking about Japanese. You're not talking about the Brits. You're not talking about the French. The question, what about the Jews? What about the Jews?
Oh, like I'm an anti-Semite now. Senator,
you're asking the questions, Tucker. You're asking, why are the Jews controlling our foreign policy?
Senator,
that's what you just asked.
Hardly saying that. And I have
That is exactly what you just said.
Well, actually, I can speak for myself and tell you what I am saying.
Good.
On behalf not simply of myself, but of my many Jewish friends who would have the same questions, which is to what extent, and it's interesting you're trying to derail my questions by calling me an anti-Semite, which you are.
I did not.
Of course you are. And rather than be honorable enough to say it right to my face, you are in a sleazy feline way implying it, or just asking questions about the Jews. I'm not asking questions about...
Did he just say sleazy feline way? Yo, right-wingers are wild, bro. I'm a right-winger myself, so I can say this. Right-wingers are wild. He just said some sleazy feline way. What the fuck is that supposed to mean, Tucker?
About the Jews. There's nothing to do with Jews or Judaism. It has to do with the foreign government.
Isn't Israel controlling our foreign policy? That's not about the Jews?
You said, I'm asking you.
And by the way, you're the one that just called me, I think, a sleazy feline. So let's be clear.
It's sleazy to imply that I'm an anti-Semite, which you just did.
No, I just said, why is that what you're asking? You answer it. Give me another reason. If you're not an anti-Semite, give me another reason why the obsession is Israel.
I am in no sense obsessed with Israel. We are on the brink of war with Iran. And so these are valid questions.
But you're not asking me
if I can finish. You asked me why I'm obsessed with Israel.
Yep.
3 minutes after telling me that when you first ran for Congress, you elucidated one of your main goals, which is to defend Israel.
Yes.
And I'm the one who's obsessed with Israel. I don't see a lawmaker's job as defending the interests of a foreign government, period. Okay. Any government, including the ones that my ancestors come from. So that's my position. That does not make me an anti-Semite. And shame on you for suggesting otherwise. And I mean that.
Nah, he cooked. Why is Tucker Carlson cooking, bro? I swear down, this guy used to be an idiot, and now he's cooking. White on white crime, bro. White on white crime. You love to see it. I'm a right-winger myself, and I fucks with this right-wing POV heavy, that this is my country. Why am I sending billions to a foreign country, to a European country pretending to be there from West Asia, okay? I fucks with that right-wing POV. However, that right-wing POV is fantasy. Your country was built on fucking everyone up, stealing from everyone. So your country is going to be doing this for time, bro. The only solution is for your country to be, man, I got to practice, okay? I don't want to be banned from Twitch. The only solution to the empire is to do what the rebels did to the empire in Star Wars. That's the only solution, okay? It's fantasy. I fucks with this right-wing POV heavy, like USA for Americans, da-da-da. I fucks with it. I mean, I understand it, but it's fantasy. Your empire was built on the fuckeries. So the only way to solve this empire problem is to do what Star Wars did, right? Did I do well, my people? I'm trying to practice. I got 2 weeks until I get back on Twitch. I don't want to get banned on Twitch again. So I need to get my wordings right.
And I see an unending string of foreign policy disasters that have impoverished and hurt.
Unending string.
Unending string. They would include Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, Syria, and our inability to stop the Houthis, by the way, in Yemen, which exposes us as weak, and I grieve over that. So these are failures You helped preside over some of them as a member of the Senate.
What failures, foreign policy failures, have I presided over?
Well, we were unable to beat Russia in the war that you supported against Russia. You've been spending the last 3 years telling us that Vladimir Putin is evil and we're going to beat him with other people's children. And 1 million of those kids are now dead. You've never apologized for that. That was a whole failure.
By the way, look, the level of number of falsehoods you lay out just in one statement are rather.
You haven't supported the war against Russia?
Are rather stunning. So the war against Russia was caused, which I have explained at great detail, by Joe Biden's weakness.
But you supported the war.
If you want to talk, we can talk Russia and Ukraine. I'm happy to talk about it.
Do you think that's been a success?
No, it's been an absolute disaster.
Okay, but you supported it. Shouldn't you apologize?
No, you should apologize. I'm not going to engage in the demand.
Yo, what's going on? Why is it this guy who, actually, I don't know who this guy is, Ted Diaz or some shit, but why is he getting cooked by Tucker Carlson to the point where he's like, he started speaking French, bro. He's losing his mind. Who is Ted Cruz? Ted Diaz. Does anyone know? Ted is a senator from Texas, and he never mentioned anything about defending Texas or the USA. He just says Israel.
Manning of apologizing. So I'm like,
that's my point. Is all this
matter, or do you just throw out if you want to talk, we can talk.
Okay. I do. I want to know why that seems like a true disaster for the United States. And
no, these right wingers have a good point. Like this is where my brand of right wing politics come. Like why are we doing all these fuckeries? Shouldn't we be focusing on our country, right? Even though it's a fantasy, of course. Your country is a shithole. The USA will forever be a shithole. The only way to solve the USA problem is to do what the rebels did to the Empire in Star Wars. Okay, did I do well, people? I'm practicing for Twitch. Ted Cruz is famously cookable. I mean, your name is Ted Cruz. He's a Mexican who was born in Canada. That evens out to the USA. If you want to talk, ask me a softball question. No, he literally started speaking French, bro.
From the Bible. Those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. And from my perspective, I want to be on the blessing side of things.
Of those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel is what it says. It doesn't say the government of it. It says the name.
Holy F, that was amazing. Those who bless the government of Israel. Bro started speaking about the Bible as if the Israel right now is the Israel from the Bible. Bro, all I'm saying is, if I name my son Jesus, does that make him Jesus Christ? If I name my son Muhammad, does that make him the prophet? Bro, I'm just asking. I'm just wondering, right? If I name my son Donald Trump, does that make him the president of the USA? I could just start the country, name it Israel, and say, oh, this is Israel from the Bible, with a bunch of bozos from Brooklyn and Poland in my country, and say, this is the Israel from the Bible. I could just do that in this world, apparently. And then a bunch of dumbass Christians will be like, will be worshiping me for some reason. A bunch of dumbass Christians from the USA, a country built on genocide, will just worship me. Make it make sense. The world's gone crazy when Tucker Carlson is starting to make a lot of sense. He also cooked Piers Morgan, by the way, which is not that hard, but he did it too. He cooked Piers Morgan magnificently. I fucks with the right-wing way of debating when they're on our side, okay? I mean, I'm right-wing anyway, so they're on my side, right?
Of those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel is what it says. It doesn't say the government of, it says the nation of Israel. So that's in the Bible. As a Christian, I believe that.
Where is that?
I can find it to you. I don't have the scripture off the tip of my... You pull out the phone and use the...
It's in Genesis. But so you're quoting a Bible phrase. You don't have context for it and you don't know where in the Bible it is, but that's like your theology? I'm confused. What does that even mean?
Tucker.
I'm a Christian. I want to know what you're talking about.
Okay, where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we're commanded to support Israel. But number two,
hold on. You're a senator, and now you're throwing out theology, and I am a Christian, and I am allowed to weigh in on this. We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel. And what
does that mean, Israel?
We're told those who bless Israel will be blessed.
Hold on, define Israel. This is important. Are you kidding? This is a majority Christian country.
Define Israel? Do you not know what Israel is?
Bro did the Destiny. Define Israel. But Destiny never said define Israel, though. That's the one definition Destiny never asked for.
That would be the country you've asked like 49 questions about.
So that's what that's what God is talking about.
The nation of Israel, yes.
So is that the current borders, the current leadership? He's talking about the political entity called Israel?
He's talking about the nation of Israel. Yeah, nations exist, and he's discussing a nation. A nation was the people of Israel.
Is the nation
They're the
God's
descendants of
referring
Abraham.
to in Genesis, is that the same as the country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now?
Yes.
It is. Okay.
And by the way, it's not run by Benjamin Netanyahu as a dictator. It's a Democrat.
But he's the prime minister.
Right.
What?
But just like, America is the country run by Donald Trump. No, actually, the American people elected Donald Trump. The same principle
This is
there.
silly. I'm talking about the political entity of modern Israel.
Yes, and that is
You believe
Israel.
that's what God was talking about in
Yes.
Genesis.
I do, but
That country's existed since when?
for thousands of years. Now, there was a time when it didn't exist, and then it was recreated just over 70 years ago.
I'm saying, I think most people understand that line in Genesis to refer to the Jewish people, God's chosen people.
That's not what it says.
Okay, Israel, but you don't even know where in the Bible it is.
Bro, it's wild, bro. He got cooked. Like, yeah, what is this Israel you speak of? When you ask them to define it, they can't even define it. They don't even know where it's from. Motherfucker got it from a tweet. Some tweet said, I gotta defend Israel. Israel, they love Israel. Put some New Yorkers and some Polish people, some Europeans into a country, call it Israel, and it's a wrap. We're going to get defended by the Christians, I guess. The Christians who doesn't even know which part of the Bible are they supposed to defend us? They don't even know which part of the Bible that says they got to defend us. This motherfucker probably saw it in a tweet.
AIPAC is, I'm only trying to get to the question of what AIPAC is, and I don't think you're being straightforward about it. AIPAC is lobbying on behalf of the interests of a foreign country, and they're not registered. And you're saying, no, that's not true. You're saying that they don't coordinate with the Israeli government.
Of course, I coordinate. They talk with them. I don't know what they do.
But why don't you care? Isn't it mean?
Is this an actual government official? Like, you're telling me this is an actual government official? This guy.
Meaningful if a foreign government.
Hey, I talk with Israel all the time. I talk with
of course
foreign
you do.
countries all the time.
But the law is, and a lot of people have been prosecuted under this law, that if you are lobbying on behalf of foreign government, you must register. That's it. It's really simple. And I don't know why, if I'm working for Malaysia or Qatar or
Malaysia mentioned. Did you just say Malaysia? Okay, like.
And I'm working on behalf of its government's interests through a group of Americans who are representing the friendship between those two nations, I have to register under the Foreign Agent Registration Act. And if I don't, I can go to jail. And people have gone to jail, including people I know.
Okay.
So I don't understand why we don't just be honest and say they're lobbying on behalf of a foreign government. They're coordinating with the government. You know that that's true.
That is not only not true, that is false.
Yo, people, what is the difference between not true and false? Not only is that a stone, it's also a stone. Bro, what is the difference between not true and false? And men's talking about Bibles and shit. Like, the Zios were atheists. They don't even believe in the Bible. They don't even believe in Christians. The Jewish people, they don't approve of Christians in the first place. Christians are so cucked, bro. I mean, the Christians in the U.S. are so cucked by the Zios, bro.
They're not coordinating with the Israeli government?
Yo, how is this guy an actual government official?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
But you don't
Day
really
for the
believe
world.
that they're trying to murder Trump, or you?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Then why aren't you calling for military action against Tehran right now?
Because they're not very effective. In terms of hitmen, their hitmen are not very effective. I do think...
So they're hitmen, but not the bad kind, the efficient kind?
No,
what are you
just
saying?
They're a weak country who is on its knees, and I think we need to...
Then why are we so afraid of them? Why are they the biggest threat if they're a weak country that's on its knees?
Because they're trying...
I'm trying to keep track.
Have I presided over? What failures, foreign policy failures have I presided over?
Well, we were unable to beat Russia in the war that you supported against Russia. You've been spending the last 3 years telling us that Vladimir Putin is evil and we're going to beat him with other people's children. And 1 million of those kids are now dead. You've never apologized for that. That was a failure.
By the way, look.
Oh, we saw this one. He got cooked.
Does Mossad share all of its intelligence with us?
Oh, probably not, but they share a lot. We don't share all of our intelligence with them, but we share a lot. It's a close alliance.
Do they spy domestically in the United States?
Oh, they probably do, and we do as well. And friends and allies spy on each other. And I assume all of our allies spy on us.
And that's okay with you?
You know what? One of the things about being a conservative is that you're not naive and utopian. You don't think humans are all... Part of the reason socialism doesn't work is...
He just said part of being a conservative is not being dumb, but also being dumb. Right? Like, yeah, they're spying on us. We're not dumb. They spy on us. So what are you going to do about it? Are you dumb?
the mantra from each according to his abilities to each according to his needs doesn't work. As a conservative, I assume people act in their rational
Yo,
self-interest.
motherfucker just randomly dissing socialism, bro. Socialism just randomly took a stray bullet, bro, from Israel's cock.
Don't think humans are all... Part of the reason socialism doesn't work is the mantra from each according to his abilities to each according to his needs doesn't work. As a conservative, I assume people act in their rational self-interest.
So it's
why the free market
conservative
works.
to pay people to spy on you?
It's conservative to recognize that human beings act in their own self-interest, and every one of our friends spies on us. And I'm not...
Do you like it? That's my question. I'm not asking whether they have motive to do it. Of course they do. I understand that. And
by the way,
I'm not mad at them.
and
you're an American lawmaker, so I just want to know. Hold on. I want to know.
Bro, what is this, bro? Like, what Tucker Carlson is trying to deliver, the message is, you're sending billions to the Israel, and then Israel spend that money not only to spy on you, but to pay your politicians. How does this make any sense? I guess conservatives are not dumb, okay, bro? We know Israel is fucked up. Yeah, so why do you send them money? That's the literal definition of dumbness. Imagine paying someone to stalk you, and then you pay that someone money. That someone then uses that money to pay you to defend, to be the bodyguard of that someone. That's your money, by the way. He paid you with your money to do work for him. How does that make any sense? I guess conservatives are not dumb, right? According to Ted Diaz.
No, your attitude, you said that your guiding principle, in fact, the only principle, the only criterion.
I said guiding, the overwhelming. I wouldn't say only.
Is it in America's interest? Is it in America's interest for Israel to spy on us, including on the president?
It is in America's interest to be closely allied with Israel because we get huge benefits for it. And you want to see the clear...
I just want to stop on the spying for a second.
Name one benefit. Name one. Name one of the 40 beheaded children. Name one benefit.
That it takes place, as you know.
What, do you get sex from Israel? You're friends with benefit now? Do you get like the booty call once in a while? Israel, do you love Israel?
To be closely allied with Israel because we get huge benefits for it. And you want to see the clearest...
But I just want to stop on the spying for a second. That it takes place, as you know, and including on the president of the United States and several precedents. And I just want to know if that's okay and why is it okay? Wouldn't an American lawmaker say to a client state, you're not allowed to spy on us? I'm sorry. I know why you want to. I'm not mad at you, but you're not allowed to.
Sure.
And I don't care for it. I don't want to be spied on by you. It's kind of weird not to say that, but you don't seem able to say that.
Know the population.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah,
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's
because
90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and
What percent?
predominantly Shia. Okay, this is cute.
Yo, this is wild. They're Persians, I guess.
No, you don't know anything about Iran.
They are Persians and
What percent?
predominantly Shia. Okay, this is
No,
cute.
it's not
Okay.
even... You don't know anything about Iran. So
Okay,
actually,
I am not the Tucker Carlson
but
expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the government.
You're the one
you
who
don't know
claims
anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one. Who,
Nah. I love me some right wing on right wing crime. I love me some right wing on right wing crime. And this guy is white. I don't care if his name is Diaz. He looks white. If it smells white, if it sounds white, if it looks white, it's probably white. Okay, white on white crime. I love me some white on white crime.
who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump.
No,
You're the
I'm
one
not saying that.
who can't figure out if they killed General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
You don't believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really believe
we're
that...
carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer.
Yeah, he got the man to snitch, bro. He got him to snitch on his own country.
Denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not
at all.
bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting
This is
it.
like you're a senator.
Bro, this is top tier comedy.
If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
Okay, growing up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible, those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. And from my perspective, I want to be on the blessing side of things.
Of those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel.
Okay, we saw this one. He got cooked. He got cooked. He got cooked. He got cooked. Holy F. That was amazing. When Tucker Carlson is starting to make sense, the timeline is glitching, bro. The timeline is glitching. But I love me some white boy on white boy crime. You love to see it. Anyway. Yo,